Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to the best movie review channel on YouTube. Today, we're going to talk about another movie on Netflix called War Machine. And listen, this movie is wild. We've got giant alien robots, insane action series, emotional moments, and yeah, a few things that low-key annoyed me. But regardless of all that, I'm breaking it all down. So we're gonna start with a quick summary, what I liked, what I didn't like, and the best moments that had me like, no, this is mad. So make sure you all stay to the end for my final rating. Let's get into it. War Machine 2026 follows a soldier known as 81 Patrick Hughes, who joins an elite Army Ranger training program after losing his brother in combat. During their final training mission, what's supposed to be a simulation turns into a real fight for survival when a mysterious alien robot crashes nearby and starts killing the entire squad. Basically, they were outmatched, and with limited weapons, 81 used his intelligence and determination to figure out the robot's weakness and destroy it. He returns to base and he discovers a bigger threat. The robot was just one of many, and Earth is now under a full-scale alien invasion. It's a mix of military training, survival, and sci-fi action, focused on resilience, brotherhood, and fighting against overwhelming odds. Honestly, it's a miracle how he survived, but hey, that's what the whole movie's about, right? Alright, let's first start off about talking about what this movie gets right. First, Patrick Hughes as the main character. I liked him. He's not perfect, he struggles, but you actually see him grow. That whole number 81 identity adds a bit of uniqueness too, and overall, I feel like he's a very relatable character. Second, the emotional depth. That moment where Patrick says to the other soldier, the black guy, yeah, that clearly mirrors how he wanted to save his brother. Like, that wasn't just action, that was very personal to him, and the whole story plays around that his brother is gone, so his mission is to try to protect anyone to prevent what happened to his brother again, essentially. Third, the visuals were insane. The robots looked huge, heavy, sleek, cool, and actually threatening. The CGI doesn't feel fake at all, it feels real. Like, these things could actually exist, and I would like, at some parts it had me shook. Fourth is the training sequences. This might be underrated, but I absolutely love it. The swimming, the running, the exhaustion. You really see Patrick earn his position as a ranger when he crosses the finish line. Fifth, action scenes. Proper intense, loud, chaotic, unpredictable. It was amazing. It doesn't feel like a clean Hollywood fight. It feels like survival. It feels like you're actually trying to survive in this apocalyptic environment. Sixth is the sound design. Every robot movement, boom, you feel it, adds so much weight to the scenes. And finally, realism in reactions. People panic, people hesitate. Not everyone's a hero instantly, and that made it way more believable and realistic and scary. With that said, however, now for what I didn't like. Now let's be real, there were some issues. First of all, the pacing problems. The film drags long at times. Some scenes just go on way longer than they need to. For example, the death scenes. Sometimes the camera just slowly pans throughout the field, showing each and every individual soldier, even when they're not entirely necessary to the plot, or even if they're like side characters or characters we barely see. I just feel like it ate into unnecessary time. Another one is the lack of explanation about the robots. I feel like that really confused me as well. They just came from a meteor from outer space and they just somehow transformed into a robot. Like, where did they come from? What are they? Why are there so many? The film just doesn't really explain it properly, which feels like a missed opportunity because it's like I kind of want to know more. Um, Another one is the underdeveloped side characters. You don't really connect with them, so when things happen, it still hits, but it doesn't hit as hard. So it doesn't add as much emotional weight. Another one is the inconsistent pacing. It jumps from slow to intense back to slow again. It's a bit messy. You could say it adds to like this the frightening factor, but sometimes I found it a bit confusing, a bit too slow, a bit boring, a bit inconsistent. And lastly, some predictable moments. There are some scenes where you kind of can see what's coming. For example, for the rope, I knew the rope was going to snap when they were descending a hill, and I did think there might be like a serious injury or death coming from that. So when that did happen, when a serious injury did occur and another death didn't occur, it didn't really affect me as much as it should have. With that now out of the way, let's move on to the best moments in the movie, in my opinion. First of all, we got the robot shutdown scene when Patrick was figuring out how to destroy the robot by shoving rocks and boulders into its engine by using a tractor. It was simple but genius. I loved that. It was such a clever way or clever tactic to destroy the robot. I know he said he did engineering, so it was a nice subtle key detail that made it more realistic as well. Another one is the ranger training journey. Watching Patrick push himself physically, the grind was actually inspiring, especially in the swimming pool scene where he overdoes it constantly. He overdoes the push-ups, the running. It was just very inspiring to see. Another one was the rescue scene where he saves the soldier and it reflects his brother's situation. Um, yeah, that hits emotionally. It was really good. Another one was the first robot encounter. The moment when everything kicks off and you realize how dangerous these machines are, sets the tone perfectly. It just gives you so many questions, which like keeps you hooked in the movie even more. That's what I experienced personally. It was amazing. Another key detail was the battlefield chaos scenes. It was messy, loud, intense. Feels like an actual survival, not scripted fighting, which is what I said earlier. There was like long pan shots, um, which I did say is one of my dislikes earlier, but when you think about it from a different perspective, it really goes to show the emotional weight these soldiers are going through. And lastly, the moment of fear and hesitation, seeing soldiers panic instead of acting like superheroes made it feel way more realistic because I can see this movie playing out as if like they're not really frightened or anything, but I like how panicked they all were. It was relatable. It was scary. It makes you realize these guys are not just war machines, but they were really scared, which is natural and just adds to the emotional weight as well. Now for my final verdict. So overall, I'm giving War Machine a solid 8 out of 10. It's got some insane visuals, strong action, and a main character you can actually root for and who is actually relatable. But the pacing and lack of explanation definitely held it back a little bit. However, it was really good, and I highly recommend you watch this movie. It was a banger for sure. But with all of that being said, guys, if you like action movies, giant robots, and intense survival stories, this is definitely the movie for you. You need to check this out immediately. It's great. Drop your ratings in the comments below. Did you agree with my rating with 8 out of 10 or not? Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.